Welcome to another episode of Market with Style. This is me, Pracheta,
And me, Ria.
and we are back with a bang, back to back. Our episodes are coming on time every week.
Yes.
That's an achievement, guys. Achievement for us.
So, guys, today we are going to discuss about a topic that is very special for every individual, and that is our journey of self-love.
ये टॉपिक इन जनरल आई फील इतना इम्पोर्टेंट हो गया ना आफ्टर कोविड टू जस्ट accepting yourself, understanding yourself, be happy in your skin because all the mental health issues I feel originate somewhere from this. And as we go on in this topic, when we talk more about it, we'll definitely realize कि slight changes in your lifestyle can actually make you love yourself more and be much more happier in your skin. So, okay, before we start on to how and what self-love exactly is, don't you think we live in an era of consumers, जहाँ पे हर इंसान आप चाहता है कि आप कुछ ना कुछ उनसे खरीदे, they just make you feel like you're not enough and that's why you need a product. You need that skincare because you're not good enough, or you need that car because your lifestyle is not good enough. So that understanding of not being enough for this world, not being beautiful enough, not being kind enough, not being successful enough, the day we start accepting ourselves and drop out this word of not being enough, drop out that phase of not being enough, that's where a journey of self-love begins.
See, I think self love is the bedrock of your own well being, whether it's your emotional, mental, or physical well being. It's very important to take care of yourself. In this, hustle and bustle of everyday life, our everyday routine, इतना busy हो जाते हैं हम कि हम actually खुद पे focus करना तो भूल ही जाते हैं, which is I think is of utmost importance. खुद का ख्याल नहीं रखेंगे तो दूसरों का कैसे रखेंगे?
यार ये 9 to 5 में how do you even expect कि time मिलेगा to take care of yourself? I honestly feel यार except weekends there is literally no time in life. And getting back to our topic, sorry, ये दुख भरी कहानी अलग से we can do a rant session.
Yeah. So I think the first step towards, self-love, I think is acceptance. Just accepting your imperfections also is very important because I think that helps you to grow and evolve as a person.
Yeah.
It's not always about the good parts, but also the bad parts of you, right? काफी imperfections होते हैं. So उसको accept करना and उसके साथ comfortable रहना, I think is very important.
Sometimes I feel self-acceptance gets misjudged into just thinking that you're always right. Even in your wrongs, you're right. Okay, whatever action that I'm taking, शायद वो सही नहीं भी हो. A lot of times now I feel that self-acceptance as a term gets misjudged into accepting that every action that I'm doing is correct. नहीं हो सकता that an action that I'm doing in a real life might be wrong, but the fact that I'm accepting it and I'm being okay with the human nature of making mistakes, making errors, and learning from them, it will help a person to have that trail of positive thoughts.
Yeah, so I think see journey तो यहीं से start करनी है ना, by breaking your pattern of negative thoughts.
Yeah.
So many times we do negative talks with ourselves that this is not going right and हमेशा मेरे साथ ही गलत होता है या ये सही क्यों नहीं हो रहा. So I don't think there's a point of doing these negative talks with yourself. Already कम negative energy तो है नहीं environment में कि खुद से भी ऐसी बातें करो. So I think it's very important to break this chain of thought and be more positive when you're thinking sitting by yourself that yes, I can do it, or it will happen right.
To be very honest, I wouldn't be the right person, to give advice on it because I myself for the longest time used to do that. And it's not very long that I realized that whenever you or any other friend would call me up for anything that has happened to them, anything wrong or has happened to them, the advice that I would give would be more like, okay, yaar, ye cheezein hoti hai. This is something you can always overcome. It's not a big deal. And I would always try to make the person feel that positive energy during a negative time that they are having. But ये जब कुछ मेरे साथ होता है तब I end up blaming myself. I end up, talking negative कि okay, this happened because I deserved it, because I did something wrong, because I am like this. Honestly, I have myself been a part of this. So I can say that I have realized कि जब मेरी कोई friend या anybody calls me up in a negative situation कि something wrong has happened, I never let them down. I try to make them feel positive about things and, give them a positive advice. But ये जब मेरे साथ कुछ होता है, I end up, blaming myself for things कि okay, maybe I deserved it, maybe I did this wrong, maybe it was an issue with me. Jabki, why to talk wrong to yourself? Not very long ago, I started doing this exercise at night, like before sleeping, at least once or twice a week. एक नोटबुक एंड पेन लेकर आई बेसिकली जस्ट राइट डाउन द थॉट्स दैट आई हैव अबाउट माई सेल्फ, चाहे वो पॉजिटिव हो नेगेटिव हो, 2-3 लाइन्स. एंड देन उसमें जो भी नेगेटिव वर्ड्स है, ट्राई टू रिप्लेस देम बाय पॉजिटिव वर्ड्स. एंड दैट स्मॉल एक्सरसाइज जस्ट मेक्स यू फील so better about yourself. Okay, I understand कि हाँ ये few weeks तक consciously हो रहा है, but after a while, it's just happens that in your flow of words you talk positive about yourself, and you're just very considerate about everything you do for yourself.
I think ये self care rituals are very important.
Yeah.
Especially हमारी ये जो busy life इतनी चलती है ना, I think focusing on yourself becomes so important that for my mental well-being, at least I have started going for yoga. And I love it.
We go for yoga.
Yes.
And guys, you all won't believe we have started doing aerial yoga. And trust me, it is one of the best things that has ever happened to us. उसपे I think we'll do a separate video on that, on how we started it and how has the journey been for us. The journey of fitness that we have started.
Yeah. So, I think जब से I have started doing this aerial yoga, it not only helps me to calm myself down, it is meditative. Also, I feel like थोड़ा fitness पे भी help हो रहा है. So, I think it's just that 1 hour in the day where I feel that I am giving myself good enough time that my body deserves.
Yeah, that, and I feel we've become much more calmer after that.
Yeah.
I'm still hyper, but I am a little less hyper, I feel, after I've started going to yoga.
Yeah, so see, just say for you, it's about writing your thoughts in the diary. For me, it's going for yoga. For another person, it can be maybe going for a spa or just pampering themselves for an hour somewhere, eating their favorite chocolate, just doing anything that makes you feel good about yourself.
Yeah.
So I think खुद को ये time देना बहुत important हो जाता है.
I think that's a cue for us to order that cake whenever we are not feeling so good about ourselves. In a world of social media, I feel that since we have a peek into everyone's life, it just so happens that you start comparing your own life with people on social media, and that's where the feeling of jealousy also comes in. Why am I not being able to look like that, or why am I not being able to juggle so many tasks like her or him out there? So rather than taking that as an inspiration or taking that as a thing that of course even I can do that in a more positive way, we try to ruin it for our own head. That is also something that consciously we need to make sure that we do not take that very seriously, because of course everything that you see online on social media is not the most real.
Yeah, so instead of paying attention to what others are doing and how others are looking like, I think we should start focusing on ourselves, that how can we be the best version of us. Because so many times I see people feeling guilty about prioritizing themselves. They feel that no, we can't be selfish, we have to first look after people around us. But I feel जब तक अपना ख्याल हम खुद नहीं रखेंगे, खुद से अच्छा feel नहीं करेंगे, how can we make others around us feel better? So I think one should not feel guilty and focus on yourself first, so that people around you also are more happy seeing that you are happy yourself.
This makes me feel that we should start romanticizing every small thing we do in our lives. Yeah, be it that cup of tea, be it that party that you go to. Like you said, this is a ripple effect, right? If you're unhappy, your energy makes sure to make people around you also unhappy. This is one thing that I've always seen, that a person who's self-confident, the energy that that person gives out tries to attract people who are also that self-loved or self-confident about themselves. It can never happen that a person who is very confident in themselves will try and talk or will be comfortable around a person who doesn't love their own self. So you attract what you are at most of the times.
So I think, loving yourself becomes very important in any relation, whether it's with your friends, with your partner, or whether it's with your colleagues in your workplace. Till you don't feel positive and good about yourself, it becomes very difficult to grow as a person.
एंड अब ना एट दिस पॉइंट इन लाइफ मुझे ये भी लगता है कि आप एक बार कॉर्पोरेट में जाने लगते हो ना, यू सी दैट because it's a competitive environment, everyone or mostly people around you are trying to pull you down or trying to go ahead of you in any or every sense. तो वहां तो this plays a major role in the sense that you have to stay positive, you have to be confident about yourself, you have to go out there and say कि हाँ I can do this better than the person who's competing with me. You know, if that lacks around, I feel it's very difficult to succeed in a very competing world which we are in right now.
Yeah.
So बहुत ज़्यादा, and this I feel, and this I honestly go through on a daily basis, and is coming from that. This topic is actually so important for a person who is, you know, maybe an office going person or a person who is going to college, because everywhere you are going to meet a group of people who wouldn't, you know, would like you or would always think positive for you.
Yeah, so I think that's why choosing the right people also becomes important. You know, what kind of circle you want to be a part of. You know, you don't want to be a part of a circle where constantly you have to prove yourself, or, you know, maybe do something that is not you per se.
Yeah.
You know, you're trying to change yourself to just fit in. I think once you start doing that to yourself, you're being unfair, because it's in our hands, right? Choosing the right people, choosing our kind of people, so that we can be comfortable in our own skin, and we can be who we actually are. So I think being around the right people, positive people, also helps in our mental well-being.
Remember long back I told you about this I Am app? I still have it in my phone and it's really helping, guys. Like every hour you get a positive thought, and the thoughts are so good, like so on point. You know, the emotions that you're feeling, definitely just get more conscious about your thoughts. You make sure that okay यार मैं कुछ negative सोच रही हूँ, इसको positive कर दूँ. So you can check out that app, I guess.
So, you know, I think taking these small steps of, you know, taking care of yourself, or, you know, choosing the right people and creating a positive environment around you is the journey of self-love for me.
The more I talk about it with friends, with you, with family, is also, you know, it makes me much more lighter and much more conscious about okay, how consciously I need to get on this journey, which makes me and takes me on a positive route in my life also. So honestly, I feel if we can do it, then all of us can do it.
Yeah, they are just some small step, guys, to help you feel better about yourself. So this brings us to the end of our next episode. So stay tuned, guys. We'll be back again with yet another interesting topic and much more conversations.
And we can't wait to be back soon.
Like, share, and subscribe, guys. Don't
Please,
forget.
That's important. That's the most important. Sorry.
Yes. So
that's the most important.
Take
Okay,
care.
guys. Thank you.
Bye.